Hello, I'm Matt from Ludochrono, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Khora, Rise of an Empire. This is a management game for 2 to 4 players, ages 14 and up, and it plays for around 75 minutes. In this game, you play as a Greek city, as a polis, and you're going to have your player board, and you want to gain the most points at the end of the game. The victory points are going to be acquired through different means, and you're going to improve your polis each turn. You're going to be able to improve economy, culture, military, and those domains will help you thrive and prosper. So now every player does have their player board, and you also have like a polis tile that is placed inside of your player board, and this gives you a special ability that you will be able to upgrade at any point in the game. So now every player will start with their player board, and we will go on in turns, and every turn is going to unfold in the same way. You're going to have a game turn sequence on the side of your player board, and the first thing that you're going to do is simply revealing an event. Most events are resolved during event resolution, not this one though, but they will help you or hinder you, and you will have an entire turn to plan for that. So now you're going to tax. The players are going to get drachmas, which are the currency, depending on their tax level. And some cities will be favorable to tax and some others will not be favorable to tax, so it will depend on your city. Then once everyone has done that, players will roll their dice. At the beginning of the game, every player is going to have 2 dice, and we can unlock a 3rd die. We roll those dice, and those dice are going to be paired with an action tile. And these action tiles are going to drive our actions. We have 7 of them, numbered from 0 to 6, and those are very important. They are symmetric, and they are the actions that we are going to perform. So in this case, for example, let's imagine I want to take a politics action and a military action. I'm going to do so, and once everyone is ready, I will flip those. If my die is lower than the value of my action, I will have to pay the difference in citizens. So citizens help you get more action selection. Then the players are going to move on to the action phase, and they will resolve those action tiles one by one, starting with the action 0 and then going upwards to 6. So what the actions do is, for example, the philosophy, action 0 gets you a philosophy token. Those can be spent for various effects. Action 1 has you gain 3 citizens and also draw 2 cards, select 1 to put to your hand, and place the other on the bottom of the politics deck. Culture is going to get me victory points depending on my culture level. You can see that we have 7 levels available. The third one, trade, allows me to gain drachmas depending on my economy level, and I will be able to purchase a minor knowledge tokens. Those tokens are very important to get requirements for politics cards and also for the powers of your polis. Military will have you gain troops depending on your military level, but also you can trigger a conquest. You can get a city from here. So if you have enough troops, so for example, let's imagine I have 3 troops, and I will be able to conquer a city. And for example, I can meet the requirement of 3 here. I will take that knowledge token, and I will also lose a troop, and I will gain 1 drachma. So that was a conquest action. Now, politics. At the beginning of the game, players are going to draft politics cards. So you have a hand, get a card, pass the hand to the next player until every player has 5 cards. And these cards are of 3 types. You have the yellow ones, which have an immediate effect. You have the red ones, which have an effect at the end game, and they are scoring at the end game. And finally, you have the purple ones, and the purple ones are an improvement that goes on during the game and that triggers during specific sequences of the game. So for example, this card, Archives, needs 2 drachmas to be played. If I want to play it, I need to spend those, and I play it in front of me, and I gain 3 philosophy tokens. That's an immediate effect. The Oracle will cost 3 drachmas and will need 3 different knowledge colors. And if I play it, I gain 4 victory points every time I take the development action, the 6th action. So these cards will allow you to generate victory points, but also generate an engine that will allow you to go smoother. And the bank, for example, will score you points at the end of the game for drachmas that you have. So these are the types of cards that you can find. So politics allows you to play one of those cards if you meet the requirements of them. And finally, development, the last and seventh action, number 6, you're going to be able to move your pawn upwards if you meet the requirements. I have a red and also pay a drachma. You have different types of effects. Like on the politics cards, you have immediate effects, permanent effects, and also endgame effects. So now everyone has done all of their actions, and we move on to the next step, the progress step. We are going simply to be able to pay a cost to move upwards, to move one notch upwards. And if we pay the cost in drachmas, we may have bonuses. For example, in this case, I will gain glory out of this. I could get tax out of culture and also my new die. And with economy, we gain citizens and victory points. So you have different development aspects. And if I want, I can spend a philosophy token to have a second move that I can pay for. But I need to pay for that move in drachmas as well. Now we have the event resolution, we resolve the event of the turn, and then finally we have the last step, which is the achievement steps. Some things in the game, so for example, reaching 10 victory points, or reaching an army of 6 or 12 citizens, will allow you to get an achievement. If you are the first to do that, you're going to place your achievement token on there, and you can gain either a tax or a glory immediately, and no one else can do it. Obviously, for multiple players will do that on the same turn. They can do it. However, they cannot take glory. They have to take tax. So now the turn is over. You move on to the next turn and you announce a new event and so on and so forth. So there are plenty of things to do in Khora. You're going to be playing like this over the course of 9 rounds. And at the end of the 9th round, when you have exhausted the event deck, the game is over, you count victory points. The victory points are what you gained during the game, but also the glory track, which is very important. You are going to multiply your glory score by the number of major knowledge tokens with the laurels that you have gotten. And this scores you lots of points. You're also going to score your city and your politics cards, and the player with the most points is the winner. That's it for Khora. So this is a game in which you try to improve your polis in different ways to create scoring and also to go faster than your opponents. Now, bye-bye and see you on Ludochrono.fr.